The midway point of May has arrived, and as we take a look at our May summary, we do fall with a bit of a deficit when it comes down to temperature and precipitation. Now, we still need to add in some of the precipitation throughout our Wednesday, but note that it was holding to some lighter accumulation. So when it comes down to it, we're growing to almost an inch there of a deficit for precipitation, and we are noting that there has been some growing drought concerns, so that will be something we'll need to draw our attention to. There will be that drought update as we head into our Thursday afternoon, so we'll talk on some of those concerns, as we are seeing some dry conditions and some wind concerns, and that can cause for some fire weather talk. Now, we are also noting that temperature-wise slightly below normal, but we are going to see that with some dry conditions in place here towards the weekend. We have a little bump up. We are talking some more spring-like weather. Low about 37, near that normal of 40, and then an average high sits at about 64, and we're heading into those lower 70s as we will pair up some of these mild temperatures with some beautiful sunshine into our weekend forecast. As mentioned, with some dry soil conditions and some dry air conditions with the wind, we will talk about some fire weather concern, especially from our Friday into our Sunday forecast, with some areas seeing some gusts up to about 45 miles per hour. Again, this time of the year when we have some of those dry soils, dry air conditions, any flame can spread a fire fairly quickly. We already are seeing that fire season across Canada is already expanding very, very quickly, and that could just signal the concerns that we could be watching here across the state. But we will talk about some wet conditions to return early next week, hopefully alleviating some of those fire weather concerns and some of those drought concerns. But for the time being, what we see is some dry weather conditions in place. Sunshine will take us into our Thursday. Rain chance there on for our evening forecast there. What that is a little bit of some wave activity coming off of areas of the Laramie Range. This is typical in the summer months to see some of those little pop-up showers possible. A lot of that energy doesn't carry past those mountain ranges, so we typically talk about that threat for areas like Laramie and Cheyenne, and that's where it really is restricted to. Outside of that small threat, much of our region, just watch those temperatures make a rebound after dealing with some of those gloomier conditions throughout our Wednesday. Now, Friday is looking to be our warm point here of the work week. We're even watching high temperatures back up into those 80s, mid 80s for the Nebraska Panhandle, 80-degree potential there along I-25, and at least those lower 70s there along I-80. But a concern that we have on Friday is the increase of those winds. We see that wind gust potential will be getting at least up to 25 miles per hour, if not seeing some of those isolated areas towards more of our wind-prone regions getting over 45 miles per hour. We are seeing that what increases those winds is a cold front passage to our north, so that does pull us under northwesterly flow there on Saturday, but then we're back to more of that southwesterly flow on Sunday. That could bring some increases again. We'll have to watch for that trend, but overall that little pullback there on Saturday will allow for us to be back into those 70s, but still pleasant through the weekend before the active weather makes a return.